Good morning, everyone. We have already begun with a new chapter in history, and that is nationalism in India. And our today's topic in nationalism in India is about Jallianwala Bagh, right? We have studied about the Rowlatt Act and how Rowlatt Act was linked with Jallianwala Bagh. So what was Rowlatt Act? Rowlatt Act legislation means Rowlatt Act law was passed by the Imperial Legislative Council, means the lawmaking body of the Britishers, the legislature of British India. The acts allowed certain political cases to be tried without juries and permitted internment of suspects without trial. Means if any four people or people standing in group, if people standing in group were found by the British officials, they were sent into lifetime imprisonment without any kind of trial. No trial was there, no trial, no complaint, nothing. They were simply arrested and sent into prison for lifetime. That was Rowlatt Act. People were not allowed to stand. No two people can stand in group and talk, right? It prohibited people from gathering at one place. It prohibited people from standing in groups. And if anyone who violated the law, who violated the act, was sent directly to prison without any kind of trial. Despite much opposition, the Rowlatt Act was passed in March 1919. The purpose of the act was to curb the growing nationalist upsurge in the country. Now, the nationalism was spreading throughout India, right? The nationalist feeling has spread in the entire country. People have begun to revolt. People have started to revolt against the Britishers in groups. People have started coming together in unity. Now, Britishers, they anyhow wanted to suppress this feeling of nationalism which was uprising in the country. And to suppress this feeling, Rowlatt Act was passed. Mahatma Gandhi, among other Indian leaders, was extremely critical of the act and argued that not everyone should be punished in response to isolated political crimes, meaning not everyone should be punished for the crimes which is done by one or two, right? Not everyone is responsible for it, right? For the crimes which are done by few people, we cannot put the entire country under such kind of act. Gandhiji in 1919 decided to launch a nationwide satyagraha against the proposed Rowlatt Act. Rowlatt Act gave the government enormous powers to repress political activities and allowed detention of political prisoners without trial for 2 years. Mahatma Gandhi wanted non-violent civil disobedience against such unjust laws, which would start with a hartal on 6th April. Rallies were organized in various cities. Workers went on strike in railway workshops and shops closed down. Local leaders were picked up from Amritsar and Mahatma Gandhi was barred from entering Delhi. On 10th April, the police in Amritsar fired upon a peaceful procession, provoking widespread attack on banks, post offices and railway stations. Martial law was imposed and General Dyer took command. I've already given you a homework. Now coming to Jallianwala Bagh. On 13th April, the infamous Jallianwala Bagh incident took place. On that day, a large crowd gathered in the enclosed ground of Jallianwala Bagh. Some came to protest against the government's new repressive measures. Others had come to attend the annual Baisakhi fair. Being the outside from the city, right? Many villagers were unaware about the martial law that had imposed, right? Because many of them were villagers who had come from villages and they were not aware of the martial law that was imposed by the Britishers. Dyer entered the area, blocked the exit points, and opened fire on the crowd, killing hundreds. His object, as he declared later, was to produce a moral effect, to create in the minds of satyagrahis a feeling of terror and awe. Right? That was his objective, and he has killed people brutally. Right? People had nowhere to escape. People were killed brutally. People, for even escaping the bullets, many of them, they jumped in the well over there. Right? And all of them died. Not a single person was left alive. One of the most brutal acts of the Britishers. After the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, people became furious. People were angry. People were furious. People went on strike. They clashed with the police and attacked government buildings. Right? Seeing the violence which was going on in the entire country, Mahatma Gandhi has to called off the movement. He called off the movement because the movement had turned into a violent war. And Mahatma Gandhi was a big supporter of non-violence. Now, need for a mass revolution, right? Now, class, firstly, what you will do is you will read your chapter thoroughly, mark down all the hard words, word meanings, and then pronunciation. Select 5 words, antonyms, synonyms, and sentences, right? And there is a homework for you. What you will do is, in this chapter, this image, not exactly this image, this image is only meant for reference purpose. You will create a timeline, right? A timeline like this in the form of wall hanging, right? You will create a timeline in the form of wall hanging, and you will go through the chapter, and you will create a timeline from the very first incident, right, which had begun for the freedom, which had started to demand freedom, till the time India has attained freedom. So what you will do is you will create a timeline of the chapter Nationalism in India in a wall hanging form, mentioning all the events which eventually led to India's freedom, right? Go through these slides once again till Jallianwala Bagh. If any query is there, you are free to contact me through your WhatsApp group. Thank you.